Hello and welcome to New Filmmakers Los Angeles in partnership with Movie Maker magazine. My name is Danny DeLillo and we're here at the South Park Center. I'm here with Nick and Teal with their movie, Special Day. Let's take a look at the clip.
Oh, happy birthday, sweetie. I love you. I can hardly believe it. Just look at you.
You really are a saint of the old, sweetheart.
Nick and Teal, congratulations on your film.
Thank you.
You scared the hell out of me with it. So for those that haven't seen it, tell us a brief synopsis of your film.
Sure. It's a story of a young girl on her 18th birthday, where her family, her very strange family, has gathered her together to tell her that now that she's turned this special age, they can provide her with this, this gift that is essentially passed down to the family. And then as it's slowly revealed to her what that gift is, that's where you get your scares, and I don't want to give anything away.
No, it's really hard not to, but I just want to say, you guys are brilliant filmmakers. Like, honestly, like, to make a film and to kind of, like, take you on a journey in such a short space of time, and then to scare the hell out of you. And bear in mind when I say that, I mean, I got nightmares. I mean, it was taking me down that route. It was so clever and really, really interesting, and it kind of did leave me wanting more. But before we get into that, where did the inspiration come for you in actually creating this particular story together?
Sure.
Yeah, we've done some stuff together. We've made a couple shorts in the past, and that one we did like a sci-fi one, and we honestly pretty consciously sort of said, let's do a horror. Let's try horror. We love that space, and we wanted to give it a go. And I think the thing for us was then we spent a while on this trying to find the concept that would ground the thing. Like it's pretty easy to just sort of go like, there's a killer on the loose, and then you can create create a scare with a guy with a knife or whatever, but we wanted to have this sort of bigger background idea that was creepy, like an idea that was creepy as well as the visuals.
Yeah.
And we came up with the idea of the film
premise.
not to be given away.
Yeah.
And, and then we just sort of crafted the scene around it.
I love that because I think one of the things that I think, again, sometimes we're trying to always suss things out very, very quickly, but it was actually the fear that I had watching it was just the unknown of what was going on and what was happening here. Why are her family treating her this way? What's happening, Now, I think, obviously, what I love about, again, is you kept things very simple. It was all featured kind of in one room, in one space. And which kind of makes you subconsciously feel what's going on out there, what's happening. In terms of like creating your particular space, which I thought was the production design was really, really great.
Thank you.
And wonderfully directed. How did you bring about your cast together? How did you kind of bring that ensemble of people together? Because it was very powerful.
Oh, sure. For casting, for a lot of our projects, we have super high demand with casting.
Yeah.
We want everyone to be operating at the top of their ability, and so we spend a long time trying to cast people who we think are genuine and can carry these performances. And then for the family, it was also kind of fun because we wanted people who had we wanted them to look distinctive. We wanted her family member to look distinctive so that when they were lit in such a way and arranged in all black, that they're sort of like a creepy tableau. And then Teal was really dedicated to the space. He put a ton of work into...
Maybe a little too much.
Yeah.
Maybe. We did that thing
great.
where we like dress every corner and like...
Yeah, he dresses
we're on
the whole
set, we're like,
space.
this is amazing, and then you only see like one corner on the screen.
Yeah, exactly.
About
But it was
50% of what
spooky
we
all
did.
the way around.
Yeah. Exactly.
We moved a whole girl and her friends out of their house so that we could make it nice and creepy. Actually, one of my favorite trivia bits about the short.
We have trivia.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was just going to talk about the window.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Is that just sort of like we wanted everything to look great. So like, for example, there was a shot, an important shot where the character looks out the window.
Yeah,
And this was mostly Teal. Teal was dissatisfied with how the front yard looked out the window. And we were like, well, what are we going to do? That's the yard. And so Teal went to the dump and found a recycling center.
Yes.
And found a window, like a discarded window. And then we propped it up in a better yard and filmed through that window out onto a yard that we liked the look of more.
Oh my God.
So when she looks out the window, the shot outside the window is just a window on its own, not connected to any walls in a totally different yard.
I
just
love
to try to
that.
get the.
I suppose it's worth saying. I think it was like a park or like something. It wasn't. We
didn't,
just
like,
go to a
sneak
random
onto-
stranger's yard.
We didn't just sneak
For the
onto
record.
somebody's
love
yard.
it.
Although that seems like something we would do.
It does seem like something.
But you know,
we would do.
at the same time, it was that really attention to detail that made everything so believable. You know, and like I was just totally like, this world is crazy. So you know, I'm glad the lawn was mowed and it looked
Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
we
think when
went,
you
through a
have-
lot of birthday cakes. We went through a lot of,
Yeah, I mean, when,
Sure, right.
you know, when we're making little sort of low budget shorts, what I like to think that in exchange for, you know, not having sort of the budget and being able to do something sort of big and expansive, is you just really focus on all the elements that you
Yeah.
have and make sure everything, you know, is the way you want it, the way it should be. you know?
Yeah, and we ask a lot of people to spend 2 nights with us through the
Yeah.
night, you know, because there was a night shoot, and so we
mean,
just
we
try
have
to
an
make it as
amazing team.
great team. We try to make it as positive a shoot environment as possible.
Yeah.
Make everybody feel
You
comfortable.
can tell everyone kind of had fun. You know what I mean? You can
the
tell
hope.
there's, you know, what can you not? I mean, it's a fun experience. But I think, you know, again, what I love about it, there was a great narrative to this, you know, story. You know, and it, as I said, it kind of did leave me wanting more. It's like I want to know more about this character and what was going on. I'm gonna get to that in a little second. What was kind of the biggest challenges that you faced in sort of making this particular project, or was it just totally plain sailing and easy the whole time?
I would say 2 things. I would say, one, we knew that we had this idea, and the more we're talking, the more we're just going to give things away. But there's a character or a creature that requires a lot of makeup, and we knew this was going to be. You know, we did the design references, and our amazing makeup artist Rafif Ahmad,
Yeah, really
you know,
good.
did tests, and we did the whole thing. And then, of course, on the shooting days, you know, we had sort of blocked out that, you know, it's like 4 hours per. There's several characters that have to get into that makeup, and the timing of that, you know, I mean, especially for our amazing cast, was like, you know, a guy would have to get in makeup for 4 hours and then wait for the next cast
Another
member.
8.
And you know, so it
Yeah.
was like the end of the day before we could even shoot that for 5
Also,
seconds.
people talk about on even like Marvel movies, you know, that Gamora's takes 12 hours this much
Yeah,
for
yeah,
makeup,
exactly.
and whenever you're in the room with a makeup artist, you go, oh man, there is no shortcut.
Mm-hmm.
There's no, oh, you just put a thing on and you paint the edges. No, they just have to build out creatures and monsters and characters from scratch, and it takes a lot of time. And then presumably the other thing you were going to say was chasing light.
Sure. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is how that ended
Real
up.
challenge is it was a night shoot, and we had an ambitious shot list. And as opposed to like chasing, people worry that the sun's going to set. We were deathly afraid that the sun was going to rise.
Isn't that that's the irony, right?
Yeah.
You
So
go
we were
around.
just towards the end, we were just racing to get it done, because we only had the house for the rest of that day, and we needed to get the shot. Because once the sun crests the hill, it just floods the place with light. And
Oh,
so,
I mean,
yeah.
it's just a nightmare for you, and it would
Significantly
take
less
the whole different effect for you, and it's a lot more challenges then as well. One thing I love about, I can just feel between the both of you, is that you just have this wonderful work dynamic together, and I just feel like you guys have got to continue making movies all the time. How did you kind of come together to meet each other, and what is it that you found in working with each other that you kind of enjoy the most, or where you found connectivity?
Oh, jeez. Well, we've known each other for a while, and we, at a certain point, I think we you know, realized that we have similar sensibilities. We like the same things. It's not even that we like the same movies, although that happens, but we like the same things. We sort of latch on to the same stuff that we like, and it's like, oh, if we were making something, you know, this is the part that I
Yeah,
find
we love
interesting.
elevated genre work. We
Yeah.
love really smart genre work. We think there's so much good stuff being done right now in the horror and
Oh,
sci-fi
it's
and thriller space
great. It's
that like
stepping up, isn't it?
rivals
Yeah.
any prestige filmmaking. It's
Yeah.
incredible stuff being made.
Yeah.
And so we just started making stuff small and have been going from there. I mean, shorts take so much more time and effort than you
Oh,
ever
than you
think.
think.
They take months and months, and the time in post can be forever.
Yeah.
But we seem to get along pretty well.
You're still making films. You're still here, which is always
We're
good.
still here. Both of our wives are still annoyed at how much we see of each other
Yep.
versus see of them. But it seems to work out pretty well.
Yeah, so we started making short films a couple years ago, year and a half ago, and like I say, we kind of did an early one that was sort of in the thriller space. Then we did a sci-fi one. Now we did this one, and we certainly have our next, at least one, probably a couple next shorts that we want to do at the same time.
Oh,
of course,
fantastic.
that we have, you know, this is all sort of ramping towards features, which we have several sort of, you know, at various stages of being finished.
Yeah.
We just finished working on a script that's very big that we like a lot. And then the fun part about Special Day is that as a result of showing it around and you know, going to the festivals that it has and things like New Filmmakers, we're getting to we're getting to have some fun conversations about turning it into a feature.
I mean, honestly, I
which
think
would
that's
be very cool.
You know, it's one of the. I mean, I see a lot of film coming through, and there's certain films where you're like, please, can we have more? And your film almost seems like a perfect fit to be as a feature
That's great.
film.
That's great to hear. We're
and,
certainly working on that right now. You know, we're
No.
building it out a bit because
Yeah.
we've been fortunate enough to get some exciting momentum here and there
Yeah, we
from
gotta
it.
go work on that right after this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. It doesn't stop work. It's amazing. Well, I want to just hear a bit more about that in a second. But
Sure.
I mean, like, firstly, I just want to say, you know, you had a really great cast. Is there any kind of like, because obviously they all had certain kind of auras about them, in which
Sure.
you know, and I certainly was like, God, I was like, this is kind of
Some are creepy.
yeah.
Or good at being creepy.
Good at being creepy. Was there certain things as a director you kind of incorporated into that, or did you kind of just leave them to their own devices, or do they kind of feel it through the script, or how was that process for you?
Well, we certainly talked about making sure that, the movie's kind of one big reveal. It's like a 5-minute long reveal of like, what the hell is going on? And there's a lot of sort of slowly explaining. And we definitely talked about making, like finding the line to where in the beginning, it's certainly off. Like it's pretty weird right from the beginning, but not in like a overwhelmingly like, we're trying to creep you out right from the beginning. We wanted to have like the parents be very sincere and very warm, even as they're saying this like really creepy, delivering this creepy news. So yeah, we worked a lot with Laura, who plays the mom, and Caesar, who plays the dad, and both of them were great. Just trying to find that line of sort of, it's a little bit like, it's sort of like the flip side of comedy, where like comedy is always best when when the people who are delivering the jokes are not in on the joke, are aware, don't broadcast that they know that it's funny. And it was the same idea, like we need to just sort of believe this fan.
And Maya was great too, where she plays
who
the
plays
main
Emily.
character. She plays Emily, and she is
great.
really excellent at just seeming really genuine. I mean, it's hard to cast. I know it's like a cliche, that sort of, I don't know, young white girl at the center of a horror movie, but there are so many people who have trouble seeming genuine in that space. There's we saw a lot of people who felt more like, I don't know, models
yeah.
than actors, and
Than
like
actors,
she was really good and really genuine. And then as far as our reveal, again, you're right, we give away a lot of it, but like the thing in the short, the people we were casting for that, who were going in all the makeup, the main thing was that we picked people who were extremely tall and slender to look the creepiest in that role. But what's funny about that is because of that, they are all immensely nice people. They just happen to be all incredibly nice people. And then you put them in terrifying makeup, and then you're just on set with these 7-foot tall people who look terrifying, who are just so friendly. They're like, oh, can I get you a Coke? Like, oh, I don't know.
I love it. I love it. Now, obviously, the one thing you must enjoy the most as well is that when you're getting to see this, like at NewFilmmakers LA last night, you get to feel the audience reaction from those moments that you give to us. What was that experience like at NewFilmmakers last night, and what is it like seeing your film in front of an audience and them reacting to those moments?
Fun.
Yeah, it was tons of fun.
It's so much fun. Sometimes you get some gasps. That's great.
Yeah.
You get like
scream.
those occasional scream. You get those nervous like titters, like those little like frightened giggles when it's working, and that feels really good. That's really nice.
Well,
to
and
see.
I was saying last night that one of the fun things, I guess, about this process was that in post, every filmmaker can tell you that when you're editing, you get into this period where you've seen your film 1,000 times, and you kind of lose all perspective.
Yeah, who knows
of
if it's
whether
scary?
it's working or and that's why you have to have smart people consulting and your editor and so on. And what I think we didn't realize until it was happening, and it was like, oh yeah, of course, is that with horror specifically, you lose all perspective of whether it's scary or not.
Yeah.
Like we were by, I don't know, 10 passes in on the edit, we were just like, I don't know if this is working, dude. And so the fun part about showing it, screening at festivals and things like this is you hear those gasps and reactions, and you're like, oh, I guess it's working for some people, which is cool.
It's scary, all right. Trust me. You have to see Special Day. It really is. So is that the next project for you is to work on the feature? Is that kind of the next thing you both are working on together?
Yeah, that's it right now, but we also have, we're doing way too many things. We got like 9 different things going on once.
Yeah, we're gearing up to make some other short projects that we really like. Just exploring other aspects of filmmaking that we're interested in, and kind of challenging ourselves, which always
Yeah,
feels
more genre, more.
always feels like a terrible idea, but we do it all the time. Because we're always like, oh yeah, let's do something harder, like all the time. And at the front burner project is definitely trying to put together the exact workings of a feature version of Special Day.
Yeah.
I really want to see this feature version. Like I'm
Great.
I'm waiting
Yeah,
for
we
it.
do too.
So
We do too.
I don't want to keep you guys too long because apparently they're getting back to work. So that's how it rolls with these two. So no, thank you, Nick, and thank you, Teal, for both being here. Thank you for
course.
Special Day, and
Yeah.
we're looking forward to the
Thank you for
special
screening us.
feature. Yeah, thank you very
Absolutely.
much. Nick and Teal, everybody, thank you.